Fire in the hole, let's cook some short ribs. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. Hey, I'm very excited to be doing this new series that I'm doing. It's called the YouTube Kickstart series. And what I'm doing is I'm going to highlight a recipe from one of 5 different YouTubers who are like up-and-coming guys who need a little bit of kickstart. They've got less than 5,000 subscribers and they want to get a little bit of a jump start. So what I'm going to do is highlight a video or highlight a recipe from each one of their channels and give them like a little jump start. Today's video is Dad Got This. And Dad Got This, he made this these RA short ribs. These are Korean style short ribs of beef. You can see that. They've got the bone right here. The bone has been cut like laterally. So there's a little piece of bone on each one. And they're kind of a tough cut of meat, so what we got to do is do a marinade. So I got my mini food chopper out here. We're going to put some brown sugar in the mini food chopper. That's the first thing. Get that in there. That's like 6 tablespoons of brown sugar, I think. Pretty sure that's what that is. Then I've got some onion that I cut up. I'm going to get that in there. Get that onion in there. We're going to punch this down a little bit. I'm sorry about the noise, but it can't be helped. This thing's noisy. So I just want to punch these ingredients down a little bit as we go along. We're going to eventually make kind of a watery marinade. Anyway, the next thing we got is some ginger, about 8 cloves of garlic, and about a tablespoon of black pepper. We want to get that in there without throwing it everywhere. 8 cloves of garlic. Got about a thumb of ginger, cut up, peeled and cut up. Get that in there. There you go. How am I doing, Dad? Am I getting it right? Dad didn't really show his marinade. He just kind of showed them cooking the ribs. But anyway, this is the recipe for it. And here's the kicker for this recipe. This is a Bosc pear. Now the recipe calls for either an Asian pear or a Bosc pear. So I couldn't get an Asian pear, so I got a Bosc pear. You can also do this with a if you can't get a Bosc pear or an Asian pear, you can do this with kiwi fruit. The trouble with the kiwi fruit is that I think if you leave it in the marinade too long, I'm going to marinate this overnight. So if you leave the kiwi in the marinade too long, it can make the beef kind of soggy. So if you use kiwi, you want to restrict your marinade time to about 12 hours. You know, you don't want to go further than that. But I'm going overnight with this because I'm using this Bosc pear. I'm not too worried about it breaking down the marinade. We're going to cut the Bosc pear up, get the seeds out of it. Get that in the mini food chopper. Might have to punch that down a little bit. Yeah, it's looking good so far. I don't know if I can get the cover on it just yet. Maybe I can. Let me just punch that down a little bit. Okay, I know it's noisy. You'll live through it. And get the rest of that Bosc pear in there. And then we got to put some ahi mirin. Mirin is sweet rice wine. Need about a 1/4 cup of mirin in there. That'll help punch that whole thing down a bit. I think I got everything in there that I need. Get that mirin in there to help liquefy those ingredients. Get that punched down, and then we'll pour it all over the ribs. I'll show you that in a minute. I don't want to make this noise for you. It's too noisy. As soon as I get that done, I'll pour it over the ribs. I'll show you. So stay tuned. Alright, my marinade's done. So what I'm going to do is dump some of it in the bottom of this Tupperware container. Just cover the bottom of it with the Tupperware, in the Tupperware container. Then we're going to put the ribs in there so that they can get that goodness all over them. I'm going to make sure they get well submerged in that marinade. So like that, like so. And these are going to go in the fridge and marinate overnight in that Bosc pear. You're supposed to use an Asian pear, but I couldn't get one. This is a Bosc pear. And that's going to sit in there overnight. And then tomorrow we'll come out and grill it. And it only takes like 3 minutes to grill this because it grills up really quick. Going to cover it up with that marinade. It's a beautiful marinade. Beautiful colors in there. That green from the pear. You got the onion, you got the mirin. All that goodness in there. Let's get that all in there. It's a sweet marinade because the mirin is sweet. And it also has a bunch of brown sugar in there. So that's going to add to the sweetness. I need to get it all, submerged in the marinade. And then, like I said, we're going to marinate this overnight in the fridge. Tomorrow we'll come back, probably discard a lot of the marinade. And just all we got to do is grill these ribs up. But I think I'm going to make a kind of a Korean dipping sauce that you're going to like. So stay tuned. We'll come back tomorrow and finish this up. So while we're waiting for the coals to get hot so we can cook our meat, let's make a dipping sauce for this meat. We're going to start this out with some of my favorite stuff. This is gochujang hot pepper paste. About a heaping tablespoon of gochujang. Good stuff. Let me tell you what. This is like the new sriracha. It's really good. It's thick stuff. Very spicy. Not prohibitively spicy, but it's spicy. There's no doubt about it. So we got that in there. We're going to put some, to mitigate the heat, we're going to put some honey in there. About a tablespoon of honey in my gochujang. So bring a little sweet to the heat with a tablespoon of honey. Set that aside. Then I've got some mirin, ahi mirin. You saw that in the marinade. I'm going to put a little bit, about a tablespoon of mirin in there. This is my own recipe. I'm cobbling this together just according to my taste, just according to what I feel like putting in here. We're going to make a dipping sauce for our short ribs of beef. So we've got some mirin and honey. I'm going to put a little bit of sesame oil, which I neglected to mention was in the marinade. I forgot. Just a teaspoon of sesame oil in there. Because I forgot to show you that's in the marinade as well, sesame oil. Mix that up. Starting to look pretty good, huh? A nice dipping sauce. Then we've got some soy sauce to bring a little umami saltiness to this. Just a teaspoon of soy sauce, more or less. And like I said, I'm not following anybody's recipe. I'm just cobbling this together myself, just going by the seat of my pants on this one. Just what I feel like putting in it. Yeah. So we've got the honey and the mirin for sweetness. We've got the soy sauce for salty. Now we need some more umami flavor. We've got some fish sauce. This is the best fish sauce you can get. This is 3 Crabs brand. And this is going to bring the funk. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of fish sauce in there. That's a good, funky, umami flavor to my dipping sauce. It's going to help thin that stuff out a little bit. That paste is kind of thick, and I really didn't want a very thick paste at all. Here we go. It's getting to be the consistency that I was looking for. With the fish sauce, it's got a kind of a funky flavor. I guess I should taste that, huh? Oh man, that's tasting great. So what I want to do now is I got some garlic, and I got a thing I never use. This is a garlic press. I'm going to put 4 cloves of garlic in the garlic press and press them out. What I basically want is a very fine garlic. I don't want to have to, bite into a piece of garlic. So I'm using the garlic press to press 4 cloves of garlic. I probably should clean that out, I guess, between cloves. I don't know. Hardly ever use this thing. There we go. Garlic. That's 2. Let's do 2 more. 2 more cloves of garlic. That jumped in there and I didn't want it. There's another one. Another clove of garlic. I want that garlic juice. I want the garlic flavor, but I don't want big pieces of garlic in my thing. 1 more clove of garlic should do it. Let's not let that fall in there, or that. which I wasn't very good at that, was I? Okay, let's do one more clove of garlic. There we go, that's enough garlic. 4 cloves of garlic. So we got some good garlic flavor going in there. Hopefully you won't, when you're dipping it, you won't bite into a big piece of garlic. I don't think you will. There we go. Then I've got some ginger, which I'm going to grate into there. Grate the ginger so it'll be nice and finely grated. Ginger, you don't want to bite into a big piece of ginger either. That stuff's tough. It's a tough root that you don't want to eat like that. You want the ginger flavor, but you don't want big pieces of ginger in your food. So we're just going to grate about 1 inch of ginger in there. There we go. That's enough ginger. Just to get the flavor of the ginger and garlic in my sauce, because that's, you know, the basic flavors of any Korean or Asian type sauce or marinade. And then I've got an onion, and I'm going to grate that onion in there. I'm going to grate the onion because I don't want big pieces of onion in my dipping sauce. I'm not going to use a lot of this onion. I'm going to grate up about 1/3 of it, I guess. Maybe not even that much, maybe 1/4 of the onion, just to get some onion flavor in my dipping sauce. Grated onion. Get that in there. Maybe a little bit more of that onion. That's not quite enough onion for me. A little onion flavor. Grated onion. If you can, helps to do this outdoors so it doesn't make you cry. Okay, so we got the grated onion, got the garlic, ginger, all the other things in there. Looking good. It's a nice hot dipping sauce. I'm going to throw some spring onion in there, some sesame seed, just to make it, you know, pretty. And that's my dipping sauce. Now when my fire gets hot, we'll get that meat out here and roast it. So stay tuned. I got a good hot fire going. We're going to get my beef. It's been well marinated. Get it right on the direct fire like that. We're going to scrape off most of the marinade because we no longer need that. So we're just going to discard that marinade. We don't want that stuff to burn on the grill. Just going to get those pieces of short ribs on there. Scrape off some of that stuff as I go. As I go along, you can see how well this beef's marinated. It's almost like chemically cooked. You see it? Gonna get it on there, get it on the hot fire. Scrape off that marinade. Get another piece on there. Scraping the marinade as we go. Get another piece on there. I don't know if I can get it all on there. I'm gonna try. Can I get one more piece? I think so. Definitely gonna try. One more piece of beef on the hot fire. There you go. That's just got to cook for about 2 or 3 minutes on each side until it's, you know, nicely brown to your desired consistency of doneness. And that's not going to take long at all. And then I'll get that off there. Get it on a plate. We'll get a beer. We'll dress this up with some garnish, and we'll have a taste of our short ribs of beef with our dipping sauce that we made. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the Kickstart campaign I'm going through. Anyway, let me get this cooked up and get it on a plate. Stay tuned. The ribs are done. There's the Frosty Root Boy mug, star of the show. And here's today's beer. This is Modern Times employee-owned Hoppy Juicy IPA. City of the Sun, I think, is the name of the brewery, and Modern Times beer. It's a Hoppy Juicy IPA. You know that sounds like me, doesn't it? Let's pop the top off of that. Rob, I don't know if you could buy this one. This one's a kind of a specialty item, but I think it's going to be good because I like a hoppy, juicy IPA. Let's not spill it. You know, haven't been doing too good this year with spilling beer. How do my ribs look? Not too bad, huh? Not too shabby. Modern Times Hoppy Juicy IPA. There's a whole blurb on here about it. It's, let's see, I know it says it here somewhere. It says 6.0 ABV, which isn't too bad. Let's take a sniff of it, Rob. Ah, it smells great. Smells great. Smells like an IPA should. Beautiful color. Let's quaff the froth off it, Rob. Wow. It's good. Very good. It's not very I can't really pin down any flavors. You know, I guess it's a kind of a hazy, hoppy, juicy IPA. It just says it's got tropical notes of tropical flavors. It's a nice looking beer though. Anyway, let's get some of this galbi over here. When you go to the Korean barbecue restaurant, you know, there's a place that we go to. They've got the grill right in the table, and what they do is they give you a pair of scissors. And what you do is you take a pair of scissors and you cut that meat off like that. And I got my dipping sauce over here. I'm just gonna dip a little bit of the dipping sauce in there. Don't that look good? I got that bone right there. You know, it's falling off the bone. Oh man. That's delicious. Clean off the bone. Excellent. A great recipe. You want to give this a try. As I was saying at the beginning, this is the first recipe or first video in a series. I'm doing 5 videos. And this is the first one dedicated to Dad Got This. Dad made this very same recipe. He didn't show the marinade, so I kind of got the marinade idea from some other people. But that's how it goes. That's how you do it. And anyway, this is Dad's Got This. That's his recipe for galbi. And we're going to be showcasing 4 other YouTubers in the coming weeks. I think next week we're going to do my buddy Rob, the barbecue pit dog. We're going to do one of his recipes. Then we're going to do one of Craig's recipes, Behind the Garage. He's an awesome grilling guy who needs more subs. Then we've got Dave from Side Yard Barbecue. Let's see, how many's that? We got Dad's Got This, Barbecue Pit Dog, Craig from Behind the Garage, excuse me, Dave from Side Yard, and I think we're going to do another Dave from The Bomb Smokes. He's a pretty cool dude. We're going to go do those 5 guys. And what's going to happen is I'm going to tally up the number of views I get on each of these 5 videos. Whoever gets the most views, I'm going to send them some root boy rub. 4 bottles of root boy rub. 2 to keep and 2 to give away, or 4 to keep or 4 to give away as you see fit. And yeah, next week we'll do Rob Barbecue Pit Dog, my drinking buddy, who likes to drink a beer with me. I don't blame you, Rob. This is a good beer too. This is a beautiful beer. City of the Sun, Modern Times. Sounds good, doesn't it? It's a hazy IPA. It's got a real fruity flavor. If you go to your Korean restaurant and get these ribs, they give you a pair of scissors, and you grab that bone and you cut it like that with the scissors, see? Then you dip it in that sauce. They might bring you like 4 or 5 different sauces. This one's awesome. Comes right off the bone. Delicious. Yeah. Sorry, I'm hungry. Yeah, anyway, this is number 1. We'll do 4 more. Whoever gets the most views will win the rub. Who did I say? I said, this is Dad's Got This, Barbecue Pit Dog, Craig from Behind the Garage, Dave from Side Yard, and Dave from The Bomb Smokes. Okay? So look forward to those, and we'll do a recipe from each of those guys. Next week we're going to do chicken wings, I think, Rob. One of your wing recipes kind of stood out to me. So yeah, that's what I'm all about this month. Anyway, we're done with the tribute videos. We're going to go into this what I call a Kickstarter mode. We're gonna give some guys some kickstarts. Okay, so babies, come back next week. We're gonna cook something good, and we're gonna drink a beer. So you got that going for you. Bye.